When you stand to minister in songs, men blame me, guitarists or the keyboardists. You don't just get to a place and begin to be a star. If I cannot trust you with cleaning this chair, you think I'll give you my house? Your mom is in the kitchen and you're like, I have rehearsal, so you won't help mommy cook. We're going to have an audacious sister who doesn't know how to cook.
Wow.
Talk, no, they cook, right? We are looking for likes when we're supposed to be liked by God. It's that reason that somebody can say, come and surprise me on my birthday. And it's not a surprise.
Nyame adwuma na hwe. Na wo dia akoso.
Nyame adwuma no so no say ensa enye adwuma no ma enidi. But she then turned to her colleagues and said, you know what? Poslenchi's daughter, see what she's wearing. She's just lucky. It's because she met this guy. If this guy didn't help her, she'd be here.
Oh, Nyame ayebio, enjoy it. Ya bro,
But I'd go do fufu too and some nice super punching cracker, the choba one. It be the reason why I know they fit you. The internet does not forget. It has the biggest memory apart from God. This conversation can make or make that person. Whether they live or die depends on this conversation I'm having with you. That's $1 million question. We do events and somebody goes, it was a great night. You're like, sir. Hey.
Oh, yes. It's another edition of your favorite podcast. As you know, we're here, Charlie, we don't talk. We just cook rice. It's a conversation where I sit down with young Ghanaians who are changing the narrative. Charlie, when we were kids, we all said we'd do big things until you start growing up and realizing that, Charlie, it takes a lot to even buy a Toyota Vitz. I remember telling my mom I wanted to buy an aeroplane, Charlie. Even me, I don't even own a car, you know. And thankfully, we're joined today by an amazing lady that I so love. I count myself very privileged to have her sit here with me on this podcast. If somebody had told me that we're going to start a podcast and have this woman of God on the show, I would never have believed this, you know. I'm talking about the lady who is changing Ghana's gospel music landscape. And as you know it, if you're having such a conversation with people who are smart and intelligent, I can promise you that you get to have a very rewarding conversation. So Charlie, sit back, relax, subscribe to this conversation. For our Joy News viewers, Charlie, this is the time to call a friend to tune in because this conversation is going to bust your brain right after this break.
Talk No Dey Cook Rice.
Welcome to Talk No Dey Cook Rice podcast. I don't know how to even call you. I don't know, because I mean, in the Ghanaian culture, you've got to respect adults.
Oh, no.
So I would love to go by Auntie Dinah.
Can we say DH?
DH. You'd prefer that?
That's fine, Dana.
Okay, DH. I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to Talk No Dey Cook Rice.
I like this. You want to cook rice with us?
I
love that.
Rice.
Great.
Let's chat. Let's have a conversation.
Oh, man, I count myself blessed. Mama, are you watching this, Charlie? I'm sitting with dynamics. I'm not a small boy, you know. DH, I want to start off by getting to know what I need to understand to fully grasp the woman who sits before me today concerning your upbringing and your experiences, you know, growing up as a young person.
Okay. I'm an old woman, so let's just lay that.
You know, your younger heart.
Let's just say.
Okay.
Let's just say if age was being used, then yes. But I grew up in different places, and I think that's what shaped me.
Okay.
I was born in Accra. At age 2, I was sent to Kumasi. Lived in Kumasi for about 10 years. So did some schooling in Kumasi. Then I came back to Accra and I did Morning Star.
Wow.
Then I went to Ghana National College. And then I came back and I went to Kumasi to do nursing.
Wow.
And then I practiced in Accra. Between Accra and Kumasi, my parents were sent to Sunyani. So I lived in Sunyani for about 2 years. And then after nursing school, worked a bit. And then I then moved to the UK. And so I've lived at different places. I'm the third of 9 children.
Wow.
6 girls and 3 boys. So I know how it feels to live in a big family. But I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. So I know how it feels to have a small family too. Yeah. Since I grew up. But I've enjoyed both. When it was mom, dad, 9 children. And I'm enjoying when it's husband, myself, 2 children. Yeah. But once in a while, I go meet the big family and we get the whole and then we come back to the peace and quiet. I'm a nurse by profession. I do a bit of singing. A bit.
You call it a bit.
Yeah.
You're very humble.
Yeah.
I'm a
I own a fashion brand called the DH by DH. What else do I do? Yeah, we're here.
Wow. No, I love that. I love that you mentioned the fact that, you grew up in separate places. And of course, that shapes you. I have been in Accra most part of my life. Okay. So when I get to go to other places and I get to experience firsthand some of the things they go to, I come back, I'm like, Charlie, I'm blessed, dude. You know,
oh, yeah.
You live in Accra, you have internet and all of that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you don't have internet. Then you're like, my world is coming to an end. Wow. Like you cease to exist. Like you're in a different planet. Yeah.
That's true. I know you're also a pastor's kid.
Yes, I'm a PK. Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I want to kick off today's conversation from. There are a lot of pastors' kids who are almost under a certain untold pressure. Because they are on set expectations that, you know, my dad is not a pastor. If I fault or maybe Glacier Bay, people will pardon me that, but we seem to have a very stiff hand on pastors' kids. The first one is, why is that the case? And if somebody's a pastor's kid, how do they navigate, you know, that?
The word to use is we're very unforgiving when it comes to PKs. But that it's biblical. To whom much is given, much is required. Wow. And so it's normal. It's that same thing that would let someone say, "God's a musician and look at what you're doing." Or teacher, because certain responsibilities or certain positions call for certain responsibilities. And whilst you enjoy the perks, you should be willing to pay for the responsibilities that come with it.
Wow.
And so when I'm traveling, my kids will cry, my husband will go, well, you do know that when you get to Ghana, you enjoy all these perks. It's because of what mommy does. Wow. So bring it back to a PK. Yes, when your father is a pastor, you are meant to know God more. It's expected of you to be closer to God than the average person because you can't preach or you can't give what you don't have. Yeah. And if your father is speaking peace, then his children should be people of peace. Do you get what I mean?
Makes sense.
So it's that kind of responsibility that comes with it. But then also you need to know that the kind of prayers your father is praying over you, that guy out there who is allowed to go misbehave is not getting that. Or where you worship, the kind of help that comes, the people that extend you a helping hand purely because of your father. Yeah. I think we're very quick to shun the negative, but then enjoy the positive without saying, oh, yeah, it's because my father is a pastor. That's why this man stopped and gave me a lift or gave me money. It's why have you asked yourself why on your birthday you get so many presents?
Yeah.
When it's your birthday and the cakes are coming in, you are excited. When everybody's posting you, you're excited. When you make a mistake and they're talking about it, you are angry.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, you make a very logical.
Yeah. But saying that, it makes you lose, it feels like you're losing out on your childhood. It feels, and this is truth, you know, it feels you're losing out. Now, things are better. I'm telling you.
Wow.
When we were young, I remember I went for a wedding and I had come from London. I'd jobbed a bit, I got little money, and I got myself a dress. The dress was £5.
Wow.
And then I got a shoe and I wore some nice. The dress was a spaghetti strap.
Okay.
And I went to a friend's wedding, and all the pastors and their wives were there. And so I went to greet. There was a group of pastors and their wives standing there, and I went to greet one of them whom I knew. And she looked at me from head to toe.
Top bottom.
And she went, "Hey, Dinah, what is this you're wearing?" That should have remained there. But she then turned to her colleagues and said, "You know where? This is Dinah, Apostle Entry's daughter. See what she's wearing." Wow. Ouch.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Ouch. Like, it's okay to speak to me. But the moment you begin to bring my mother in and my father in, but then that's the position we're in.
Oh.
And so it's important we own it, know that every perk we're having comes with a lot of other responsibilities attached to it.
I just love, I think are you a teacher? Have you at any point the thought of being a lecturer or something? Because you have a way of making the points logically. Like,
okay,
you're taking me on a journey. And you tell a story and you bring it back on track. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
I'm glad.
I think that one of the conversations that, everybody is now talking about, especially as young people growing up, is the fact that a lot of young people spend too much time in church when they should be working.
Okay.
And so you hear people say things like, and especially if you're a pastor's case, Charlie, you can't miss midweek, everything, And so what's the balance? If I love God and I love the things of God, easily resonates with me. There are some people that it may not easily, attract, So I spend a lot more time than the average young person in church, serving in church. Some of us are playing drums and all of that, serving as young as we are. How do we balance both? In any case, do we even need to balance, or we should just continue because nyame adwuma na hwe
now they
akoso
but nyame adwuma no so say ensa enye adwuma no ma enidi. And so you can't be just church and not do things that would help you. And I meet there's this girl I met, and you need to go to school. Auntie, I love the things of God, and I want to be able to help other children. I said, with what money? I want to be able to help the youth and support them, those that are in need. And I said to her, the dress you're wearing, who bought it? Your mom bought it. Your mom bought your shoe. You need to be able to buy your own shoe before you can think of buying a shoe for someone else. But if you're going to be in the church all the time and not focusing on your education and not learning how to interact with people, not knowing how to work in a corporate world, not learning the route to take, you will be in this position where you're being taken care of 10 years down the line and still be saying that I want to help the needy when you are a needy.
Wow. Do you know that in our era when you say that and you hit a point that we call it bars. Like what
I'm giving you bars.
Oh my bars. Wow, you end up being the needy.
Oh yeah. You end up being a needy and you can't give what you don't have. And so church is good. But the beautiful thing is Jesus is not inside the church alone. He's with you. He's in your heart. He's in your car. He's in that trotro. He's on that phone. That instead of you going to read the Bible, you are doing other things. You can actually spend that time on your way to work, on your way to school. You can actually, you meet somebody who will tell you, oh, I've done my quiet time. Your mom is in the kitchen. And you're like, I have rehearsal, so you won't help mommy cook. Then we're going to have an audacious sister who doesn't know how to cook. We have an audacious sister who knows every food joint in Ghana, but doesn't know the price of a cylinder to cook rice.
Wow.
Talk, no, they cook rice.
Man, I'm enjoying this conversation.
Talk, no, they cook rice.
Wow.
You know, you need to have a balanced life. Balance is the key word. And apportioning time for there's a time for everything. So there's time for church, there's time for school, there's time for talking to parents, and there's time to pray. There's time to be alone. There's time to party. You have to be a well-rounded person. We need it all to function.
Wow. There's a shocking statistic I want to draw your attention to. The data shows us that about 80% of those of you here who come to consume the rice we cook here have not subscribed to the channel. I promise you, the team and I are going to work hard to bring you conversations that change the narrative. And that's why we're bringing you diverse conversations from entrepreneurs to footballers to journalists to creatives. We're going to bring you a lot more. But the caveat is that the bigger the subscription, the bigger the guests. There are some guests that we are trying to reach out. The only reason they are not minding us is because we don't have the numbers. And to help us do more by subscribing to this wherever you consume it, especially on YouTube. This is Talk, Not the Cook Rice podcast. As you know it, yeah, we cook rice. Don't talk about plans. Charlie cook. Thank you, DH. I love this. I mean, one of the things I like about conversations, like I'm not having the conversation for somebody.
Yeah, you're having it for yourself.
For myself. I want to glean and learn from you.
That's good.
Another thing, so thankfully, of course, I'm a church boy. I spend a lot of time in church and all of that. And I've got a few friends who are worship guys. I sing as well. We all, and there's almost this more like every young person wants a hit song. Every young person wants to be on the stage. Why didn't they put my face on the flyer? Does that mean I'm not important?
No, there's one thing putting the face on the flyer. Another thing is, why is this one's head bigger than mine?
Yeah. I mean, these are real issues where people go like,
real issues.
In fact, there was a program we did with a few friends, and one of the guests was like, I mean, why I have more songs than him? Why should he be bigger than me? Drop his size. You take it. So there's this appetite to be seen and known. I don't know if maybe we should attribute it to the emergence of social media and all of that. But you have had to rise through not being seen, not having anybody post you on Instagram, to working the mail, planting, sowing, serving,
walking
honoring.
the walk and not just talking the walk.
Wow.
Yeah. What was your question again?
Yeah. So the question is, it makes sense. Feel free. I just love how you So the question is, how do we manage? Because it's almost a certain, everybody wants to have a lot of followers. People are now depressed that I posted this picture and it didn't get this number of likes. I sang this song in church and the people didn't really jump
to it
or cry. Everybody was standing still. So there's this appetite of self. It's like our generation fans into flame self. When your generation is used to others first, I'm sure you've seen it. And
so I'll tell you this I sang and nobody applauded. There are two things. The matured person would say, I sang and they didn't applaud. Is it because I didn't pray enough? Is it because my walk with God is not good enough? Am I supposed to build a much intimate relationship with God? If that's where you're at, I'll say carry on. So that you know that you have to go into the secret place. Because he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And so you must learn to go to that secret place so that when you come out, you produce what you have. Because I can't give you what I don't have. I have to know it for myself. For me to be able to convince you that is right. And you have to look at me to know that, oh, what she's saying is right. You don't buy into it because what I'm selling to you, it hasn't even helped me. So that's one. So it's okay when you feel that way. However, what that means is you're looking for applaud from heaven, not applaud from men. We are in an era where we are looking for likes by people when we're supposed to be liked by God. It's that reason that somebody can say, come and surprise me on my birthday. Then it's not a surprise.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's not a surprise. Yeah. Or post me on my birthday. Or you didn't post me on my birthday. Or you didn't do this. You didn't do this. One, we need to build confidence in ourselves that we are enough. We're cool. It's okay. If they didn't see it, it's one of those things. We get up and we move. Rather than beating yourself up and kicking yourself, we need to move away from this one doesn't like me to does Jesus like me? Because let all men be lies, but God be truthful. But we are in a time where we're looking for, we're in a fast food era. Insta era, Insta rice, Insta milk, Instagram. My sister calls herself, I am Insta-Vic. She's called Victoria. Yeah. She said, when I want something, I want it like yesterday, so call me Insta-Vic. We're in an instant world where everything comes to us quickly. And because of that, we don't want to walk the walk. When you stand to minister in songs, men blame me, guitarists or the keyboardists. Because before you got on that stage, you should have soaked all of them in the blood of Jesus before coming there. That's one. Did you do your homework well? Now, if you did your homework well and it still didn't go, you need to know that it wasn't meant for everybody. That song you sang blessed somebody in particular. It could mean it was for that person alone. That post you put out, that didn't get quite a lot of likes. It doesn't mean you didn't put filter on it. That message you put under it was meant for somebody in particular, and God has delivered it to that person. So pick yourself up and let's move.
My name is Derek Elom Ashilevi, and I just started this podcast journey about 6 months ago. By God's grace, we launched it, and from the first episode to now, we seem to be doing well. We are doing well. I just want to be humble, you see. It's the conversation where I sit down and talk to young people who are doing impressive, especially in a place like Ghana. And we've been cooking some rice for some time now, but we need help. It takes a lot to get you an episode. I'm sure a lot of you believe that our platform is doing some good to you. And so we're calling sponsors. If you want to sponsor Talk No The Cook Rice podcast, we are very open to it. Any form of sponsorship at all. You can give us sneakers. We give you a shout out. Of course, I wear your sneaker. I can't do on TV top video, but free adverts. If you want squeeze back is the L thing where this video will squeeze and you see your adverts playing as it's doing now. Even if it's phone case you think you can use to support the show in any way you can, let's cook this rice together. There are some brands I personally want to be on the show. A brand like MTN, you are asking, what are people doing today? Hey, my show really aligns with what you're doing because I'm asking people to stop talking and to cook. Hence the name, Talk No The Cook Rice. MTN, you can hop on. We're going to be very grateful. If you're a brand that you are into food, we're open to it. Drinks, children, whatever. Charlie, we need help. And we want you to come on this show so we both shoot up and fly together. And so if you'd love to sponsor or be a part of the Talk No The Cook Rice journey for what we're doing, the numbers are on the screen. You see for yourself. You can email the account you see or just DM. Charlie, no sweat. Just DM. Text me. That's my number. We'll have a conversation about what we can do to make the show better, the experience, a more exciting one for our viewers. I'm so excited that you want to go on this journey with me. This is Talk No The Cook Rice podcast. As you know, yeah, we cook rice. Don't talk about plans. Charlie, cook. Thank you, DH. I'm enjoying. Guys, of course, it's your favorite podcast, and I pray that you are in a posture where you're ready to learn, you're ready to glean in and from the wisdom of DH. She's as you can see, she's very open. She's telling us the truth, And so, Charlie, I'm doing for myself. I hope you are doing the same for yourself. And of course, we're not going to pretend that a lot of people think success, people bump into success.
No.
A lot of people think it's like, it's
when
easy.
She come.
So she's
just lucky.
Yeah, she's lucky.
She's just lucky. It's because she met this guy. If this guy didn't help her, she'd be here.
I just love how you already have the conversation, Yeah. It's like people tend to, especially for young people, we tend to think that, it's soft work. Soft work is like easy.
Easy.
So there's a quote that trends, that if it be easy, do one.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah, if it be easy.
And that for man come
And so, we all see all the great part of it. We see all the glam. We see the awards. We see the videos. And people tend to think that it was just a one-off something. But I just want you to run us through the hard work that goes through. As you mentioned, grace does not mean that you don't work hard. I'm a young person. There's another young person who is watching that wants to know, how bad do you work hard? What goes into it, into everything you're doing?
For me, sitting with you now, I am taking my conversation with you as maybe the last conversation I can ever have.
Oh.
I attach everything with all seriousness because right now, this conversation, I don't know who is going to hear it for the first time, who's going to get to know me for the first time, or who is going to listen to me as the last person he heard before he tried to commit suicide. And this conversation can make or make that person. Whether they live or die depends on this conversation I'm having with you. And so I don't underestimate any stage of my life. That's one. I also know that whatever I put out will always come back to benefit me, bless me, or harm me, or hurt me, or help someone out there. And so I attach every seriousness to everything. That is why somebody will say, hey, DJ, there's no down moment. Because it doesn't matter if I'm singing to 2 people or 20,000 people. It's the same. That kind of seriousness is what I attach to everything I do. That is why I've been doing this for such a long time. When I say I've been doing it for such a long time, I'm an old woman.
You don't look like one, though.
I'm 46.
Wow.
And I started singing when I was 13. But I think, people got to know me more in the last maybe 10, 15 years. Wow. So you would ask, where have I been? I was working. Was I crying that nobody heard or saw me? No, I was just putting in the work. And so that will explain why you can jump from one country to another. I was in Belgium last 2 years. I was in Belgium. I flew to Belgium on a Friday, rehearsed Friday night, sung Saturday night, flew from Belgium 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, and at 4 o'clock, around 3:15, I was at Kotoka to sing at Potter's Praise. If you don't love this, you can't do it.
Wow. And
these are some of the things we do. The other time I was talking to King David, and we're just reminiscing. We're just thinking about where we've been. I remember when we used to release a song, those were the times that we will start a journey. It's not now that you'd say you have a following. And so when you put something out, you have a potential 1 million people knowing about it. In those times when I released the song, we'll start a journey from Accra. We'll do a media tour. Every radio station, TV station in Accra. We jump in a car, we stop in Koforidua. We do all the radio stations in Koforidua. We drive to Nkoko, do all the radio stations in Nkoko. We stop at Ejoso, do that. Go to Kumasi, do halfway Kumasi. Jump to Bono, do Brekum, Bechem, Sunyane. Where have we not done Mahin Crow? Do all those interviews, come back to Kumasi, finish it off, and make our way back to Accra.
Oh.
It wasn't the best of cars, but we're here now. And so if somebody heard me in Domain Crew those times, that's when they say, Mami, I started following you when you did Ostrobe Kasa. At that time, most of your listeners didn't.
That was 2007, I guess.
2007. 2007 was when we started doing this. Been there, done that. Now, what that does is it shapes you, makes you strong, gives you confidence, gives you the experience. When I went to a studio as a solo artist, I had done studio with Francis Ajay for years. And so it wasn't the first time going into a studio. But somebody doesn't want to go into it. They want to go there as a solo artist. They don't even want to go there as a backing vocalist yet. If you don't learn to serve, you will not deserve being served. You must learn to serve so that when somebody is serving you, one, you know that you deserve to be there. But then also, that's why when people are serving you, the people that are under you would say, oh, this man, he respects so much because he's been there. You've served before. I live in the UK and they have these, I hope I'm not talking too much.
No, please do. Feel free.
They have Indian shops. And the Indians sell anything and everything. When an Indian comes to this locality and begins to see your needs, they'll begin to sell to you the things that you need. Oh, yeah. And there was this particular shop that I used to go there, and the boy, there will be the man who owns the shop. Then their children will be there. At that time, the boy was about 7 years, and he was in the shop. He was filling the tills. He'll be the one running around. When you shop, you pick the bags to go to your car and put it. And then I watched that boy grow into about 14 years. And then I came back one day and the boy wasn't there. For like 3-4 years, I hadn't seen the boy. The next minute I saw him, he was standing by the till. He was the one taking the money. And I said, where have you been? He was like, oh, I went to medical school.
Wow.
I'm a doctor now. I'm just waiting to be posted. And the guy was standing by the till and he was the one taking the money. And then God drew my attention to this. That this boy standing by the till, he knows all the tricks in this shop. And so now that boy filling the till, when the boy goes to the corner, he knows, this corner, when you get tired, that's where you stay. Because when I was doing the till, I used to be in that corner. And so, one, you can't misbehave to him because he's walked the walk. But then also he respects you a lot, as even though you are filling the till, he has a lot of respect for you because he's walked your path. And he will take that into the hospital so that if somebody comes in and they have a back pain, he'll ask, what work do you do? And you're like, oh, I own a shop. He's not going to say, where is that shop? He's like, you know that chair you sit on when you're getting the money, you need to have one that raises up. Because when I was young, I used to sit on those chairs and it wasn't good for my back. So now I think you need to change your chair or you need to get a trolley. They'll begin to talk to you in ways you understand. You don't just get to a place and begin to be a star. You should have walked through the mill. You should pass through the mill. And when you speak, you have substance. We are in an era where we want everything fast food. And because of that, we're very quick to pick a phone and put a camera on and begin to insult because they will let us trend. But you need to ask yourself, those that trended on those lines, how did it's a trend? And what are trends? They last a short time and they go and another trend comes. Do you want to be quickly thrown away, or you want to be that person who they can't get rid of you? Oh. This guy I saw by the till, you can't get rid of him. And you can't outsmart him. He's cleaned the store. He's filled the tills. He's packed. He has done everything. And now he's by the till. So when he leaves the till and somebody comes to stand there,
yeah.
It helps when we say everything we've gone through in life shapes us. It shapes us. We're just not happy to be in the now. All we want to do is we're looking there. We're looking above the now and not enjoying the now and not giving the now our all. When you don't give the now your all, you can't own the future. I hope I'm making sense.
You really are. Yeah.
You can't own the future. You can't handle the future. If I cannot trust you with cleaning this table, this chair, if I cannot trust you to keep it clean, you think I'll give you my house when I know my chair cannot be kept clean? I won't. I can't give you a chance to be the class prefect or the head girl when your uniform is not ironed. What image are you giving the school? I can't tell you to be a prefect when all you do is jump walls and go to club.
Wow.
I can't do that. I can't make you the spokesperson of a school when all you do is bring others down by your words. Yes, you're beautiful. You are nice. You are smart. But it doesn't mean the next person sitting next to you who is not that smart in that area is not smart in another area.
Wow.
But we're very quick to think we're all that. I'm nice. I am the one that has the nicest phone. I'm the one that has the crowd. I'm the one that gets the likes. I'm the one that gets the following. What's your following? What numbers do you have? I can't believe that they put you and I on the same flyer, and even your head is bigger than mine. You don't even deserve to be there in the first place. And now you're there and you think you're the same level as me. Girlfriend, no. We're not in the same class. Oh, gee, when they begin to do that.
Wow.
It's when they begin to do, hey. I don't even know whether they still do that, but
oh, they do, yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
My girl would go, "Mommy,"
yeah.
I'm like, "Ay, don't diva me." But yeah, it's I've talked too much. Go on. What's
I'm happy. Like, thank you, DH. I'm blessed. I'm super blessed that I am not hearing it through a virtual means, but hearing it right from,
Yeah.
And because you mentioned about service, I mean, helping, backing Francis J. And it's almost as though there's no success that has not come from another success. I mean, even when you look at the Ghana gospel, I mean, Pastor Joe used to be with soul winners, So it's like every great person has been with somewhat of a great person, and I'm so blessed to.
There's everybody's supposed to have a home.
Wow.
So we need to know your roots. Who is your father? Who is your mother? Where do you live? Who have you served? Where did you work? Nobody jumps out of nowhere. And if you don't learn to walk that walk, you can't talk. It's just...
You will make a very good spoken word artist because you just drop it out. I mean, I'm so blessed. Of course, the way you work very hard, please, do you get time to rest?
That's $1 million question. Do I get time to rest?
Yes.
Do I get time to rest? I need to make a song
out of this.
We try. Some of my rests are done on a flight. Some people are scared of flying, but I'm okay as long as we don't get turbulence. But I set certain boundaries, and it's very important that everybody has boundaries. That's why I say when you are doing your work, attach with all seriousness. And then when you are done, take a break. And for me, March is a very protected month for me. Like after I'm done with experience and the end of the year, because for me, my year starts towards the end and the beginning of that year and the following year. Yeah. And so by March, I'm exhausted. Oh. And so I need that time away. Those times are protected times for me. I make sure that certain dates are untouchable just so I can have some time to rest. Yeah. But if I have to work, I will hold on with sleep, go work, and then come and sleep later. Oh. I do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think this, maybe last week, you did a donation at, in the Volta region.
Yes.
Giving out a school.
Yes.
I think, where does that come from? Why don't you just get comfortable with, oh, na mi bio, enjoy it, yeah, bro, But I mean, moving it beyond just you and your family, to now deciding that, hey, let's help other people. Where does that love come from?
Listen, God did not bless us for ourselves. God did not put us in this position for just our mutual, or just our own benefit. It's the benefits we're getting is just perks from the bigger blessings. Uh-huh. And it's important that we put it out there. And I was saying that project's been one of the most fulfilling things for me. Like when I was able to do it and we drove 6 hours there to commission it, got back to Accra, went into my room, had a shower, and I laid down. I was like, I'm a happy girl. I don't think I can explain the feeling, but it brings me to the first thing I said. You can't help someone when you are needy. And so God put us in this position so that we can be a blessing to someone. And I'm glad that we're able to be that blessing to someone. We saw it somewhere that the school needed the help. And we took it upon ourselves to look for help, to go help the school.
God bless you for that. We're going to be wrapping up. Of course, we are young people, so we're going to do some light note questions. But before that, apparently, there's an HR report that says that great people struggle with what they call imposter syndrome, where they're doing great stuff, but everybody's telling them, you're doing amazing, you're doing good stuff. Charlie, how do you come up with these? But for the person who is in the heat of it and doing everything, they don't feel that great. They don't feel, does it? I feel that you should be able to look at the things you've done and go like, but do you,
I'll look at it in two ways. That person who's not feeling that way, what helps that person is it makes that person humble. Makes you very humble. And so it's like when somebody goes, you're a star, you're a big person. And I don't even see what they mean by you're a big person, you are a star, because you don't see yourself. It's a sign of humility. It's a sign of humility. And so it's important to feel that way. But it's also important that once in a while, you applaud yourself and say, DH, you've done well. You try. You don't try.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to do that. So you need to have the balance. Sometimes we do events and somebody goes, it was a great night. You're like, sir. Hey. But there are times I look at Ken, I was like, Ken, I felt it. I could experience it. And so it's okay. You need both to make it work.
Wow.
And so leave them.
Great.
Leave them. It's just that don't think it's all that and so you don't appreciate. Because when you're like, it's okay, it doesn't make you appreciate God.
Yeah.
But then it's important to get the balance right.
Yeah. Thank you. So now, of course, we're wrapping up. We're going to get into light note questions.
Okay.
And for the first 3 questions, I want you to answer them in pidgin.
Hey, okay.
If I tried and Charlie talks some pidgin. Yeah.
Change the accent.
Strangest country where you go to. Not be strange, but shocking country where then they expect say you go where you go. You go sing for something. Or,
no, it wasn't sing. You know, be singing where I go sing.
What you go do?
I go there, do a pidgin. Me and my family, we went there for holidays.
Oh, okay.
Tenerife.
Well, I've never heard of that.
I know, it's one of the Spanish countries.
Oh, okay.
And it was strange because somebody's telling me to do the pidgin.
Yeah.
Make it no force.
You will try.
Pidgin not be my language. I didn't try.
Sure.
But I realized that the whole states and everything that they do there was just by the sea.
Wow.
And I found it very strange that a whole economy was built around water.
Wow.
And there's so much talks about Tenerife.
Wow.
That flights, they go there. Like British Airways alone, they have like 4 flights a day from London to Tenerife. And I got there, I was like, is that it? This be all?
Yeah.
Like, you either do boats riding, you stand by the sea to watch, you eat seafood. Yeah. Yapon. Come to Ghana.
Yeah.
Where you see different things, but yeah.
Great.
I enjoyed it.
If you know be gospel musician, you know be fashion designer, you know they do all the great things you do. Like what you go do?
I go do your job. I go be news reader.
You sure? You didn't like how?
I didn't like how. I didn't like
questions?
news. Yeah. I don't know if I go fit ask questions, but I go fit read news.
Oh, sorry. No, true be say your voice they be like you they talk like somebody.
I go fit do media work.
And they tell you. You know how them they talk. You
Make you give me job there.
Make it obvious. Then I hear say Pastor Nathaniel Bassi talk say some of him personal favorite songs no be the popular songs. What be song where you really they like, but it no be very popular like that.
I know. My song.
Yeah.
Yeah, my song. Overwhelmed.
Okay.
Lord, I am overwhelmed. I think say they know, but it's one of those songs where it's called Overwhelmed.
Wow.
Although my managers would say it's one of his best songs for me vocally. But I didn't make noise about that song, so people know they hear him well. But
they like him. Nice one. So this one I go do this or that. So I go mention 2 things and you go choose between one. Fufu and banku. For keep, quick one, like.
Okay, banku maybe. And fufu. It depends on the soup where they add. I no go do banku and tilapia. I go do fufu and good. I go do banku and good okro.
Okay.
But I go do fufu too and some nice soup, a punching cracker, the choba one. It be the reason why I know they fit choose. The thing has to be good.
Yeah, you forget some accompaniment.
So it's not about the ball, it's about the thing where they come with.
It makes sense. Kumasi Accra.
Oh, make it up put me in such a tight corner.
Before try.
Oh, no, I don't go. I go plead the fifth for that one because them all be my good place.
No, if I try for choose one. one.
Must I make you do that?
Try.
I don't want once people put the vex. I don't want to
go vex. They don't go vex. It be preference. It be preference.
But I love both though. Yeah, as you can see, I was born here. I lived there.
Yeah.
That's why it's a difficult one for me. So,
I go spare you on that one.
Make you spare me on
Ghana,
that one.
UK.
Ghana.
You can't work here and do everything for you.
I love Ghana.
Oh, wow.
I love Ghana.
Nice.
Oh, I love Ghana. I do.
Solid. Online service, in-person service.
I'm an in-person. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Adibab.
Yeah.
Bible or phone Bible?
Phone Bible.
Phone Bible.
Yeah.
Air travel, road travel.
Air travel. Air travel.
Adibab. Then
have time with
English song or local songs?
Oh, no. It depends on where I did. Like, it depends on where I did. Like, I did some local Pentecost church. It has to be local song where we go bring spirits up. But if I did PRWCB or I go America, them like some charismatic church there, we forgive them some English songs.
We're wrapping up. 11 years of experience. Why do you keep doing it?
Oh, I love it. You want to know when I'm happy? Watch me get down the stage and experience happiest moments when it's done. It's my adrenaline. It's the reason. The testimonies that come after them is what makes me get up every year looking for sponsorship, getting people, vendors and everything, praying, getting prayer warriors and everything, just to get on and get to work.
You did try.
We did try.
You really did try.
We did try.
I'm not going to sit here and, not get the benefit of having you sit by me and talk to me. So I'm going to ask you to give me an advice for my personal benefit. I'm a young boy. I'm 27. I don't even have a girlfriend.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, I don't have a girlfriend.
Don't
mind them. Becky is always pulling a girl on my neck. I don't even ask her. I don't have a girlfriend. You know? Yeah.
This thing you are saying.
Oh, no. I mean, it's on national television.
You are breaking certain hearts. You're breaking certain hearts because I bet some girl be dead things that she and you. What I will pass.
Not in the. I mean, for my personal benefit.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you this. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge God so that He will direct your path. It's very important that you make God the center of this life that you're doing, because even though you don't know tomorrow, you know He who knows tomorrow. And when you put your trust in Him, He will hold your hands and walk you through tomorrow and days after. In this era you're in, you need to know that the internet does not forget. It has the biggest memory apart from God. And so you must be careful what you put out there, because it will come back to either make you or it will come back to bite you.
Wow. Thank you, DH. I'm grateful.
Thank you for having me.
God bless you. Of course, it's been Talking to the Cook Rice podcast with me, Derek Elom Ashilevi. I appreciate the time and all those who are helping us on this journey. Once again, it keeps happening that there's not been any guest on this show who does not acknowledge God as part of their success. And so, Charlie, once again, I always tell you may have to reconsider. You don't want to do life with brute force and vim. It's not vim that makes people successful. God also plays a role. Thank you so much for enjoying this conversation. It's been me, Derek Elom Ashilevi, with Dinah Hamilton. Please, what's the name of the show?
Talking to the Cook Rice.
Talking to the Cook Rice.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Talk, no the cook rice.